Namaste everybody. So this video is a continuation to the previous one regarding the truth about Kalki. So in this video we shall examine the narrative of Kalki, description of Kalki and his activities from references in the scriptures and the holy text. So if you are to consider that Kalki is in the region of Shambhala, which is in India, so obviously the authoritative text to refer to will be the Indian spiritual texts, which refer to obviously the Vedas, Puranas and Upanishads. Now among these, the group of texts that talk about Kalki and other avatars are the Puranas, among which two Puranas mention the activities of Kalki. One is Bhavishya Purana and one is Kalki Purana. Now among these, Bhavishya Purana should be taken as the authoritative source because it is mentioned as one of the 18 Mahapuranas or Mukhya Puranas. So it has been authored by Vedavyasa and it is mentioned as an important Purana. So more than Kalki Purana, one must take the Bhavishya Purana as the authoritative source of information about Kalki. Now in Bhavishya Purana, people have the belief that most of the text is being doctored or edited or added to describe about Christians and Muslims and medieval age of India and all that. But the thing is, we must understand that Vedavyasa is a Chiranjeevi who composed this Purana, and not just a Chiranjeevi, he is in the team of Kalki who is helping Kalki. So definitely he knows how to protect the Purana, the Puranic information, especially when it comes to Kalki. So certainly we can take the narrative of Kalki in the Bhavishya Purana to be a very authoritative and accurate description of Kalki. Today and nowadays people refer to the Bible, the chapter of Revelations, people refer to Bhavishya Malika, people refer to Kalajnanam and predictions written by Tamil Siddhas like Arampadi Siddha or Ayya Vaikunta, or there are many such texts that people refer to regarding the narratives of Kalki, written by different Siddhas and enlightened souls, which is fine because they have tried meditating and they have written what they could understand from it. But what Vedavyasa has written should obviously be taken as the authority because he is not just any enlightened soul who has thought about Kalki, but rather he is a member of Kalki's team itself. So by all means we should take the narrative of Bhavishya Purana about Kalki to be the full and correct and accurate understanding of the activities and nature of Kalki. So with that being said, let us go into the text. So the description of Kalki in Bhavishya Purana occurs in Pratisarga Parva, which is the third section of the book, particularly chapter 26. So this text, so I will go over the Sanskrit text and give the explanations and meanings verse by verse as we need to understand it. So chapter 26 of Pratisarga Parva of Bhavishya Purana starts. Vyasa uvacha tadasa bhagavan Kalki Purana Purushodbhava Divyam Vajina Maruhya Khadgi Varnicha Charmadhuk Mlecham Stan Daitya Bhutamscha Hatva Yogam Gamishyati. So what is referred to here is that Bhagavan Kalki has emerged from the Purana Purusha. As I told you, Kalki is not necessarily an avatar of Vishnu, but rather of the Parabrahma, the original creator of everything. That is what is referred to here as Purana Purusha. Divyam Vajinam Aruhya. So Kalki will be mounted on a horse. What does this mean? Not literal horse, because it says Divyam Vaji. So it's not a normal Vaji, it's a Divyam Vaji. And the horse here refers to the concept of traveling. So So he will be a traveler. And Divyam means spiritual. So his travel will be a spiritual travel. So most of his work will be focused on traveling to different places and doing certain operations, as opposed to, for example, staying fixed in a position or something like that. So Divyam Vajinam Arohya Khadgi. So Khadgi here mentions, it refers to cutting, because Khadga means a sword, and what you can do with a sword is you can cut. Now, more than a sword, you should look at it as a sickle. So you harvest. So you go to a field with a sickle, you cut out all the fruits and you take it with you. So this is Kalki's work. He is going to go to different places, spiritual places, and take away their energies. That is more or less the main nature of Kalki's work. That is what the horse and the Khadga represent. Mlecham stan daitya bhutamscha hatva. So by removing, hatva means to remove. So it talks about mlechas, daityas, and the other bhutaganas. So which refers to the karma of people and the rewards or whatever that they get from that. Yogam Kamishyati. So it talks about the yoga. So when I say yoga, it means the part of yoga which is being used by Kalki. So that will be referred to in the next sloka. Shodashabda Sahasrani Tad Yogagni Pratapita Bhasma Bhuta Karma Bhumir Nirjiva Bhavita Tada. So Shodashabda Sahasrani, which means 16,000 years. But again, so it also means the 16. So the 1,000 years is a reference to age. Age, for example, when you say that the Devas live for 100 years, which becomes 1 day of Brahma and all that, some kind of calculations are given. So 16,000 years, which means 16 people of 1,000 years, or 16 experienced manifested deities, which talks about nothing but the 8 Devatas and the 8 Chiranjeevis. Along with that, Tad Yoga Agni Pratapita. So Yoga Agni is nothing but a word for tapas. So Kalki will engage in this tapas, and that is how his activities will be done. That is the purpose of his activities. So what does tapas mean here? For this we need to look at one Upanishad called Niralamba Upanishad. This is listed in the list of 108 Upanishads, again compiled by Vedavyasa. So 108 Upanishads of these, Niralamba Upanishad is a glossary which defines various different terms connected to spirituality. According to that Upanishad, you can find a description for tapas. What is tapas? It says, Tapa iti cha brahma satyam jagat mitye iti aparoksha jnanagnina brahmad aishwarya asha siddha sankalpa bija santapam tapaha. What does it mean? So it says Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. As I told you, the understanding that Brahman is real, Parabrahman is real, and the world is unreal, false. That understanding. Aparoksha. Aparoksha means that understanding has to come from within and not induced or influenced by somebody. That is one thing. And second thing, Jnana Agnina. So in that fire of Jnanam, Brahmad Aishwarya Asha. So the Asha or desire to attain Brahma, to attain Aishwarya, to attain material things. Siddha Sankalpa, all the Sankalpas of people and all that. Bija, so the seed of desires, Sankalpas, desire to attain Brahma, desire to attain material things, all the seed of these kind of desires, Santapam, the seed of these desires, Sankalpas and all that should be burnt in the Jnana Agni. That is called tapas. So this is what it means by tapas or yoga agni. So Shora Shabda Sahasrani Tad Yoga Agni Pratapita is what the Vishwapurana tells. So see, because you can say that Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya, if Kalki's work is to give liberation to people, all he needs to do is destroy the world, because Jagat is a dream. So stop dreaming, wake up. Then the whole thing will go, right? The whole world will be destroyed. Very simple. It is not that simple. Because Adi Shankara says, Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya Jivo Brahma Iva Na Aparaha. So not just that the world is real, unreal, but Jiva is the same as Brahma. But he already told that Brahma is real. So Jiva is real. The people living in it are real. Now, and what has happened is, so Jivas are real, they are parts of the Paramatma. They have entered this illusion world as different people, 8 billion people, and other animals and all that. And they have been given the free will, with which they use the free will to desire for things. So when I say free will, it means desire. They are given the power to desire. So desire can be material or spiritual. Brahmad, Aishwarya, Asha. So the power to desire for things to... Now this is what the Bible also says. It was the original sin of Adam and Eve, because Adam and Eve were put in paradise, and then they told, you can do whatever you want. But they chose to eat from a tree, an apple, and that became the original sin. So the original sin of Adam and Eve is nothing but the desire to eat, or desire, or the choice, the power of choice that they have, which is influenced by their desire, and they choose different actions. So desire to attain Brahma, desire to attain Aishwarya. But it says the seed of these desires must be burnt. So what is the seed? So if you are attaining, so if you say, let's say for example, you are desiring to attain something, material or spiritual, what will you do? You will try to get energy to fulfill your desires. You need the energy because you will plan. So when you desire that you want to attain something, you will plan what all you can do to achieve it. Then you will go and get the necessary energy for the activities, and then you will start the activities. And if you are successful, you will attain the fulfillment of your desire. So the Shakti is the seed which turns into activities and finally attainment. The Shakti has to be burnt. So where is the Shakti? This Shakti is in different temples, spiritual locations all across the country, and that is what Kalki is searching to destroy with the help of the 16 Devatas, Chiranjeevis, whatever. He is traveling, that is why he is shown on a horse, to these 16 locations or different locations, how many ever are there, and destroying the Shaktis or removing the Shaktis from there, so that people's seed of desire is removed, so that they cannot desire for success or material or spiritual attainments. The seed of desire is being completely removed. That is why the sickle, it's like taking the fruits away, taking the seeds away. So this is the correct description of Kalki. This is the tapas that he is engaging in. Now remember that this is not easy, because Kali is opposed to everything that Kalki is doing. Because if the seeds are taken out, the energies are taken out, then the world will be destroyed. The next thing that Kalki will do is he will destroy the world. Obviously Kali does not want that to happen. So he has manipulated the locations and the people who are protecting the locations of the Shaktis, of the different energies. So Kalki has to take counteractions to reach these particular places and complete his avatar mission. So that is why there is a confrontation between Kalki and Kali. The war is basically Kali trying to modify and protect and do everything to these Shaktis, and Kalki overcoming and counteracting all these and taking it out. Now look at the next line. It says Basma Bhuta Karma Bhumit Nirjiva Bhavita Tada. So this Karma Bhumi, so when you say Karma Bhumi, it talks about the planet Earth, and it is called Karma Bhumi because this everything in this earth is following the law of karma, law of cause and effect. Basma Bhuta Karma Bhumir Nirjiva Bhavita. So it says very clearly that the life is taken out, or the earth is completely destroyed by ashes. Basma Bhuta. So what is the Basma Bhuta here? Basma, again the ash coming from the Yoga Agni or Tapas. It is being burnt in that fire. So that is a very very important thing to understand about the mission of Kalki. This is exactly what Kalki will do. Now continuing with the next verse, we have Tato Anuyogam Janito Megho Bhutva Layankaraha Pralaya Agrena Sa Bhumir Jalamadye Gamishyati. So after burning the entire world to ashes with the Tapaya, the Yoga Agni, then through clouds he will bring a Layankaraha, so Pralaya, which is a devastating deluge or flood, will be brought. Bhumir Jalamadye Gamishyati, the earth will be completely submerged in water. So basically, by these two lines, you should very clearly understand that the earth will be completely destroyed and wiped out. There is absolutely no chance of survival of this particular world. Now, this is why we need to understand the source text, because by reading other texts like Bhavishyamalika and all that, we may get the opinion that the earth will still continue and a new society will be established. But here very clearly we understand that is not happening. Then, next let's proceed. Tada Kaliyugo Ghoro Balipashvam Gamishyati. So Kalipurusha, at the end of this, what happens? So it doesn't say that Kalki will explicitly fight Kali or kill Kali. It only says he will do this tapas, the Divya journey of taking out all the Shaktis and all that, and then so that tapas itself will start burning the world completely, and then the flood will come. It will be destroyed. Then what happens to Kali? So Kali, as I told you, is a Maya of Kalki. It's one of the Shaktis of Kalki. So it is not, you cannot destroy Kali. You cannot destroy Kali because Kalki is immortal, so his Maya is also immortal. So what happens to Kali? Tara Kaliyugo Ghoro Balipashvam Gamishyati. So he goes back to Bali. Mahabali is one of the 8 Chiranjeevis, the Asura among the Chiranjeevis. So Kali goes back to Bali. Gate Kaliyuge Ghore Karma Bhumim Punar Harihi. Then Kritva Stalamayim Ramyam Yajnair Devanya Yajishyati. So after, what happens is, so once the Karma Bhumi has been destroyed and all that, then in a very beautiful place, which is obviously Sumeru or Shambhala, because that is the dreamer's location which alone will be left after everything is destroyed. Ramyam Yajnair Devan Yajishyati. So a new Yajna will be started by Kalki. Yajna Bhagam Upadaye Devaste Balasamyutaha Vaivasvatam Manum Gatva Katayishyanti Karanam. Then, so the Devi Devatas who are invoked in the Yajna, which is obviously the same 16, then they will create this thing called Vaivasvata Manu, and they will tell him the reason or all the events that have happened. Now Vaivasvata Manu, Vaivasvan is nothing but Surya. He is one of the names of Surya. So Vaivasvata is the son of Surya. Now again you must understand, these are all not physical creation as in the world right here. This is all happening in Shambhala. You can take it as an astral creation, astral world, heavenly kind of a world. So there Vaivasvata is starting the new creation. All completely astral beings. There is no, Maya there. There is no evil there. There is no sin. There is nothing. Everybody is happy, like a happy dream kind of. So Vaivasvatam Manum Gatva Kathayishyanti Karanam. Then Kalki no Vadana Jato Brahmano Vadana Evahi Baho Kshatram Visho Janvo Shudro Varnas Tadanghayo. So it says Kalki will create the four Varnashramas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudras from the four parts of his body. Gauro Raktastata Pita Shamaste Brahmanadayah. So the colors of the four Varnas are mentioned. Devyah Shaktim Samadaya Janishyanti Sutan Bahun. So again, all the Devi Devatas and all that, they are being connected and they get their powers from these activities of the created people, Varnashramas, proper maintenance of society and all that. Again, astral society. Eka Vimsat Kishkumita Manuja Dharma Rupinaha Jati Dharmam Upadaya Yajishyanti Suran Muta. So it talks about the proper performances of yajnas and komas and other spiritual practices. Tada Vaivasvato Dhiman Natva Tam Kalkinam Harim Ayodhyayam Rajapadam Karishyati Tad Agnyaya. So it talks about Kalki, who is appointing Vaivasvata in the city of Ayodhya as a king of Ayodhya. Now, it is very interesting to understand here that it never mentioned the creation of a new world or a new earth in nothing. It only talks about a beautiful place where a yajna will be performed, people will be created, and now it suddenly says Ayodhya. So where did Ayodhya come from? We must understand that the place called Shambhala or Sumeru is actually the real and original Ayodhya. Actually, even in the local Tamil name for the place of Meru is actually called Keti. So this Keti is nothing but Saketa. It's the word derived from the word Saketa or Saketi, which is nothing but the name of Ayodhya. So it is the same Meru, Shambhala, that we are speaking about. This Ayodhya is that place only. So that is the only place that's going to exist. Only one city, that is it. People are going to be there astrally. Everybody is going to be there, and it's a happy place. That's it. That is the complete Satyuga. No planet Earth, no world, no country, no nothing. Tat chikshato bhavet putro yah sa ikshvakur evahi pitu rajyam puraskritya bhumau divyam shatam samaha. So it says his son, Vaivasvata's son, is Ikshvaku, who will be coronated as the king of Ayodhya, and he'll start the dynasty of rulers. Divya Varsha Shatayuscha Tyaktva Deham Gamishyati. So he will rule, and their lifespans will be for 100 years and all that. But Divya Varsha Shatayuscha, it is all divine calculation, not the earthly. Nothing to do with earth. Now you might think that at this point, everything ends. Like, because by reading Bhavishyamalika or the Bible and all that, you might think that, okay, this pralayam or deluge or flood or that's it. That's the whole point of Kalki. No, a new world is starting, and a lot of things are going to happen in this world, as this Purana tells. So let us see what it says. Yada tu Bhagavan Kalki Brahma Sutram Karishyati Tada Vedascha Chatvaro Murtim Antascha Sa Angakaha Ashtadasha Puranaischa Tatra Yasyanti Hasyitaha. So when Kalki himself does the Brahma Sutra for this, all the Vedas, the Puranas, everybody, all the wisdom, all the truth of everything comes to Kalki, or it is present right there. स्तोष्यन्ति कल्कीनं देवं पुराणपुरुषांशकं कार्तिके शुक्लपक्षे च नवम्यां गुरुवासरे. So this new creation, it happens on Kartika month, Shukla Paksha, bright fortnight, Navamyam, 9th day, Guruvasara, which is a Thursday. So, and it also again confirms Kalki is the Purana Purusha, Parabrahma. Kalkinam Devam Purana Purusham Shakam. Okay. Yajna Kundacha Purusho Bhavishyati Mahottamaha. So from the Yajnam that is being done by Kalki, people come like Maho Uttama Purusha. So highly capable beings emerge. Namna Satya Yugo Gneya Satya Marga Pradarshaka. So they are known as Satya Yuga. They have complete wisdom and they show the path of Satya Yuga. Now as again as I told you, this is Brahma Satyam. So which clearly means this is all to do with the Brahma, nothing to do with the world. There is no world at all here. Drishtva tam purusham damyam tara brahmadaya suraha tam titim varnayishyanti kalma kshayakarim manoha asyam titau cha manujo dhatsu vriksha tate muda yo achayishyati yan devan devaste tasya vashyagaha. So all these happen in that day. So that day is usually called as, he's being given the name called Akshaya Navami. So it says Akshaya Navami Nama Yuga Di Navami Hisa. So the Satyugam is being started on this particular day. It is called Akshaya Navami. And again it is being done on the root of the Dhatsu Vriksha. Dhatsu Vriksha Tate Mudha. Loka Mangala Dhatri cha Sarva Kilvisha Nashini. So no more sins, no more mischief, no more nothing. Loka Mangala Dhatri. Everything is auspicious, everything is beautiful. Dhatsu Moola Tale cha Aiva Mala Team Tulasim Muda Samsthapya Veda Vidina Shalagramam Yajanti Ye Jivan Muktascha Te Nyeya Pitrunam Suptikarakaha. So at this point a lot of worship is being done using Tulasi, using Shaligramas and all that. A lot of Jivan Muktas are being present. And also Zat Vikshatale Gatva Yovai Shraddham Karishyati Gaya Shraddha Sahasrasya Lapsyate Cha Phalam Param. So whoever does these practices, even today these rules apply. So whoever does the Shraddham and all these kind of Pitru Karmas in the root of the Dhatsu Vriksha, they get the effect of 1,000 Shraddhas of going to Gaya. Anyway, Yah Karoti Tatha Homam Sahasra Makha Sannibham Mrita Sa Swargam Apnoti Sakulaha Sa Parichata. Okay, so all these is descriptions of the Shraddha. Iti ukte vachane tesham Kalki devo mudanvitaha Tatastvitti eva vachanam vadishyati suran prati. Iti uktva Bhagavan Kalki Pashyatam Deva Rupinam Tatsa Aiva Antargato Bhutva Shushuptascha Bhavishyati. So saying all this and having created Manu, Ikshvaku and the new age and all that, Kalki disappears from the Devas and all that and goes back to sleep. So Kalki has gone back to the state of complete sleep or complete merging into Parabrahman, along with, of course, Valai. Now what happens? Kate tasmin bhagavati karma bhumi suduhkita virahagni mati bhutva bijam stan samkshayishyati. So the Devas and the new beings, the astral beings who are created, are all very sad that Kalki has left. So they have given up their practices and seeds and thoughts, everything. They are just depressed. Tasmin kale mahadaityaha patala tala vasinaha prahladam cha puraskritya kamishyanti swaran prati. So at this point, the Mahadaityas of Patala. So remember that Kali has not completely gone, he has only merged into Bali, the Asuras. So they come back. Now, see, first of all, you must understand that even this astral world is a world of Maya. It is also Maya only. But it's a much better Maya without all the suffering and all that. But it is still Maya. So, these Asuras will get power and they will come back and attack the Devas. Now, this is very easy to understand if you look at the Bible. Because if you look at the book of Revelations, it tells about Jesus, the second coming, where he kills Satan, he destroys the world and all that. But then he says Satan is locked up for 1,000 years. Again he comes back and there's a final battle. So there's a second battle even after Jesus' second coming and 1,000 years and all that. That is very similar to what is being mentioned here. So even after Kalki is gone, this kind of a battle happens. Daityas come and attack the Devas. What happens? Kharoshtra Krudra Mahishaka Kakarka Samasta Stita Simha Vyaga Virkarudaha Shugala Shiena Vahana Klasha Pattisha Khadgamscha Bhushundi Parikadikan Rahitva Vegavantaste Vajjishyanti Punah Punah. So the description of the war. Tada Sakradayo Devasthaya Strim Shadgana Muda Swayudhani Grihitvashu Karishyanti Ranam Mahat. So Devas also lift their weapons and a war happens between the Devas and Asuras. No humans, just talking about the forces. Now you must understand that. So if you look at the autobiography of a yogi written by Paramahamsa Yogananda, there is one chapter where he meets his guru Yukteswar Giri, and who has actually passed away at that time, but he comes back to Yogananda in a astral form, and he gives him a lot of information and teaching about what happens after that. So he mentions these kind of astral worlds, various astral worlds and beings. So he talks about astral worlds where people go after that, they take this beautiful form, they are like people who were in love in their physical birth but were not able to join together, will join together in the astral world. They will have so much of happiness in that world. A lot of beautiful things happen there. It's like a heaven, it's a paradise. But they only happen in a case where but there are also, what he says is, lower planes of the astral worlds, there where there are Devatas, Asuras and all that, and these kind of wars also happen. So it very much matches with what Yukteswar Giri tells. But also he says above all these astral worlds there is a Karana, a world, causal world, where completely enlightened people go and they only are there completely. So no, they just have concepts and ideas because that is the causal world. So they are even beyond the astral world. So when you say Kalki goes to sleep, it means he leaves the astral world and goes even beyond into the causal world. But the people who are living in the astral world are still living, and the Devas and Asuras, this yuddham is happening in the astral world. Divya Vashamayam Ghoram Yuddham Tesham Bhavishyati Mritan Gane Daityan Bhargavo Jivayishyati. So they talks about the Asura Guru Shukracharya, who keeps reviving the Asuras as and when they keep dying. Shrama Bhutastata Devastyatva Yuddham Shramantatah Kshirabdhim cha Gamishyanti Yatra Shakshad Harihi Swayam. So the Devas don't know what to do, so they approach the Milky Ocean where Kalki is sleeping and they call him. So they describe the problems to him. Tesham Stutyasa Bhagavan Deva Mangala Hetave Swa Purvardha Swarupam Cha Karishyati Sanatanaha. So to help these people, he takes a form. Such Hamso Harihi Sakshat Shatasurya Samapravaha Shukram Prahlada Pramukam Stejasa Tapayishyati. So what happens is, he takes the form of Hamsa. Now, why is Hamsa mentioned? Hamsa in the Vedic texts is usually mentioned as the swan, which has a unique capacity for separating milk and water, even when the water is dissolved into milk. So, you can compare this with the example of entropy that I mentioned in the previous video. So, it is the Hamsa which will be able to reverse the entropy. Because, as I told you, wiping out this world is one thing. Taking the power out of the jivas is one thing. Then taking all the jivas back to the Brahman is one thing. But you should also reverse the entropy law because of which the whole world is running right now. So that reversal is happening there using the Hamsa form. So that is the reason for the Deva Asura war in heaven. So once the Hamsa form is taken by Kalki, the war is ending because Shukra, Prahlada and all of these are defeated. Tada parajita daityas tyaktva gam dukita brusham vitalecha gamishyanti mahadevena rakshitaha. They are all sent to the Vitala plain where they are protected by Mahadeva or Shiva. So basically it says these kind of asuras are also merged back into Shiva. Just like how Kali was merged into Bali, these asuras are merged into Shiva. Punaste sakala deva nirbhaya nirupadjavaha. So all the devas are happy. Vaivasvatasya tanayam cha abhishekshanti bhupade. So they coronate all of this, and the new kingdom is coronated and all that. It's a stable system. Divya vasha shatayuscha sha ikshvakur bhavishyati vashanam cha pramanena nunam ayus chatushatam. So in the divine calculation, Ikshvaku and all these people live for 400 divine years. Itite khatitam sarvam yat prishto aham manotvaya chaturyuganam charitram nripanam cha pritak pritak. So it says, in this way I have narrated the complete story of all the 4 yugas and the complete history of everything. So this is how the story of Kalki, the correct narrative of Kalki, is being given in the Bhavishya Purana. So to summarize, right now Kalki is there with the Chiranjeevis. The war has begun. So when I say war, it's more of a harvest than war. Going to different places of Shakti, which form the seed for people's desire, materialistic and spiritual. They will all be removed. Kali will try to protect them, but the Chiranjeevis will help Kalki in counteracting these and getting the energies by traveling to different places. Once that is done, the entire world will burn because of this Agni itself, and it will also be destroyed by Jalapralayam, which is to say that Kalki will exit this dream or destroy the dream, and everything will go back to Shambhala, and a new Yajna will happen in Shambhala. A new dynasty, a new generation of astral beings will be created in Shambhala. Devas, Asuras will also exist in Shambhala, and a war will happen there after Kalki leaves to the causal level. But that also will be rectified by destroying the law of entropy. And then ultimately all the astral beings will be happy in Shambhala, while Kalki will also exist in Shambhala but in the Karana or causal level, happily sleeping and enjoying with Valai. So that is going to be the story of Kalki according to Bhavishya Purana. So this is the purpose of this video. Now I think a lot of things will be clear as to how Kalki operates. Om Tat Sat.